Hey guys, what's going on? I'm just gonna play on Amazing so that I can talk to you guys in the chat. Let's see. Turn those on for you guys, and let's go. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So, as most of you guys know, we're going to be seeing the Avengers project on Monday. And so I wanted to just kind of talk to you guys, see what you guys thought. I've seen some people actually be very unexcited for it. So we're just going to play some Spider-Man and talk about it. Hey, Austin, thanks for joining us. All right, so in the chat, guys, let me know, what are your thoughts on the Avengers project? Are you excited for it? Are you not? I've heard a lot of people say that they're not excited for it. They think it's just going to be games as a service. Okay, but games as a service doesn't automatically make it bad. Like, let's be real, because that doesn't always mean it's, like, tons of microtransactions. That's very... a Destiny clone? Could be. See, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think you guys could be right. It could be terrible, but I also think it could be really good. See, the thing is that, like, people always... Yeah, I know what Anthem is. I know, like, I understand that we've had issues with games as a service models before, but not every single, like... It doesn't mean that it automatically makes Avengers bad. And we don't know to, like, what extent we're talking games as a service.
All units, level 4 mobilization. Location, Fisk Tower.
Do I think it's open world?
Fisk.
If it's not, then that would be a very poor choice on their part. See, I'm not worried about it being a Destiny clone. I'm worried about it being a Marvel Ultimate Alliance clone. Also, by the way, is my audio okay, or do I need to adjust anything?
SWAT is 1084 at Fisk Tower. All units stand by. Warrant is en route.
Yeah, so something funny that actually happened is that when at the Game Awards they showed Ultimate Alliance 3, I initially thought that it was actually the Avengers project. Because, like, people had been saying that the Avengers project was going to be at the Game Awards, and I was like, is this really what they've been working on for, like, 2 years? Like, you gotta be kidding me, because it looked awful. Alright, I haven't played this game in a while, so...
Captain Watanabe.
I'm used to having all my upgrades.
No, we're at Fisk Tower, but still waiting on the warrant.
Mind if I join in on the fun?
You know how his lawyers are. This one needs to go by the book.
Come on, Yuri. I've been waiting 8 years.
So, what are your guys' hopes and expectations for the Avengers project? I'm curious. I'd like to have this be more of a discussion than just me talking down to you guys. All of Iron Man's abilities, how are you going to handle them? Honestly, I don't think it's... See, like, I understand that, like, Iron Man can do a lot, but at the same time, so can Batman, and they made a game just fine about him. And Spider-Man, I mean, look at how much Spider-Man does in this game.
Parker, where are you?
I think it's...
Run through the demonstration at least
I don't know. I don't think they'll have any issues with people like Iron Man.
Sorry, yes. Dealing with a...
They've made Iron Man games, like, not successfully, but they've done it.
Better wrap this up quick than get to my real job.
Adam Kenobi says, I hope it's connected with Marvel's Spider-Man. I would hope it's connected. They've already semi-confirmed it's not. But Evan Falarka was talking about how it could be a multiverse thing, which I think would be cool. Austin Shank says, single-player campaign open world would be nice. Even co-op story mode with separate multiplayer mode. I agree. Honestly, I think that for me, as long as there's a solid campaign, I'll be fine. Even if they have some multiplayer with tons of games as a service. Like, as long as there's a solid base for the game, I think I'll be okay. And I think it'd be fine, too. Customization's gonna be like... I think customization is going to... I don't know to what extent it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be as extensive as, like... You know... I'm trying to think of how to put it. It's not going to be as extensive as, like, you're making your own character, basically. I think it'll probably be sort of RPG-like, where you're... I don't know, it could be something similar to Injustice 2, where you have different abilities with different items that you choose to equip. I think it could be kind of like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, to some degree. I know, Fallen Order actually looks really good. The Star Wars game. I made a video.
Gotta warn you, I'm feeling punchy today. Next customer.
There we go. Yeah, Dark Detective, you're right, yeah, See, the thing about a Superman game is that they absolutely could do it. Superman Returns got the mechanics down actually really well, for being honest. Okay, so E3 website leak said that the game is going to have cinematic storytelling. We're talking about Avengers here. And yes, I heard that as well. There's supposedly going to be an incredibly emotional story to go along with the game. So that's, I mean, like, I understand, like, why people are concerned about the games as service elements. With that said, I don't think it's going to break the game, because there's so many other promising things that they're adding to the game.
What's happening?
Have gameplay similar to Ultimate Alliance. Oh, it had better be better than Ultimate Alliance. If it's just an Ultimate Alliance clone, then that would be a disaster. And I don't anticipate it being like that. And here's why. They've been working on the game for a long time. They announced it like over 2 years ago. If they've put in so much work to this thing, there is no way that it's just gonna look like Ultimate Alliance. Any preference for the villain? As long as it's not Thanos, I'm good. I am so done with Thanos. Like, I understand why people liked him, and I liked him okay, but I think, honestly, if I'm talking about villain preference, I want someone on Earth. I don't want some weird cosmic thing. I want it to be an Earth-based game. I think if it's set in New York City, that's fine. Kind of like Spider-Man.
Do your thing.
I don't know. I just think doing something different and putting their own stamp on kind of their own Marvel game universe type thing. I think if they put their own stamp on it, that'd be better than trying to just repeat what the movies have done. Hope you don't have to buy story episodes. As long as, yeah, for base game, I agree. DLC, I'd be okay if they tried to do something like that. Like, if they keep adding updates or something, I'd be fine. But, I don't want it to feel like... Yeah, I don't want it to feel like it's an incomplete story that you have to keep buying to make it more complete, if that makes sense. Villain, either Thanos or Galactus. Honestly, like... I don't know. It's funny because I feel like Thanos might be the next Doctor Doom, because there was like a phase where Doctor Doom for every like Marvel game was like the villain. And honestly, I hate when stuff like that happens. Like, I hated the whole phase where Mysterio was the main villain of every Spider-Man game. Better not be like Telltale. No, it's not gonna be Telltale. Come on. Doctor Doom would be... The thing is, we haven't had Doctor Doom for a while. I'd like to see him show up. I don't want him to be the main villain, though. Honestly, my biggest concern about the Avengers project is the fact that the rumors that there's only like 6 playable characters.
Gotta take
Thanos is way too big for the first game. Exactly. And honestly, like I said, they should be focusing on making their own stamp on their own Avengers. Zemo? Yeah. Not as, like, the physical villain, I don't think, but as, like, a mastermind from...
I think that's all of us.
Yeah, I could see that.
Come on, come on.
Oscorp would be cool, and Spider-Man could join.
They shut the elevator
I
down.
think Spider-Man,
Take the stairs.
if he's in the game, should be in a DLC. I don't think that Spider-Man should be in the base
I prefer a
game.
more direct approach.
Not that I wouldn't want him to show up. It's, like, I'd be fine if he shows up. I'm just saying if I were in charge, if I was leading the project, I would put Spider-Man in a DLC. And I'd connect it to this game if I could, and if not, I'd establish Marvel Spider-Man as a
Our choppers
multiverse.
are taking fire. Looks like Fisk has armed men on every floor.
He's desperate.
And he's hitting us with
Okay, so
everything
Dark
he's got.
Detective says, time for people to say, LOL, Marvel beat DC to a shared video game universe, even though Rocksteady planted seeds for a bigger universe. It doesn't matter that they planted seeds for a bigger universe. If they do connect it to Spider-Man PS4, they will have beat out DC.
Call from May.
100%.
Hi, Aunt May.
What is all that noise?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty disappointed that we're still not getting a DC game after all these years.
Totally. Listen, I gotta go.
Well, okay. Love you.
Love you too.
Yeah, it is pretty sad that we're not getting... What did I just freeze? Oh, okay.
How exactly do you think this ends well?
I think it's disappointing that we're not getting a new DC game this year, but I'm happy that we at least know that it's not there, if that makes sense. Because now I'm not going into E3, like, expecting anything. I know it's not
On to
there.
the next one.
Switching to Marvel, you don't really have to switch to anything, though. That's the thing, like, I'm a fan of both. I prefer DC personally. Not because I don't know, it's just more of a... It's a preference for me.
I should look for a sneaky way in. There we go.
I do think that WB Games Montreal kind of owe us an update.
Fisk may be a dirty
Yes,
criminal.
we could see a DC game announcement at the VGAs.
Hurry up.
So I'm curious, what, back to the Avengers project, what would you guys think if it's true that we're only playing as about 6 characters? Because the more that I think about it, like even just playing this, I mean, I know that a lot of people have expressed disappointment, but I'm kind of okay with it, if I'm being honest, because, especially since it's the first game, and there could potentially be a lot more. I don't know, I think it'd be fine, actually. Oh, okay, there we go. Am I missing it? There it is. No, that's not it. I haven't really felt super compelled to keep coming back to Spider-Man, if I'm being honest. I played it like twice. I played through it twice, but the second time I was like really bored, if I'm
Is this
being
tech
honest.
support? I forgot my password.
Don't let him near the console. Enough. Hold him back.
Haven't watched MCU since Civil War. Honestly, I've watched all of them. I haven't been invested in it for a while.
You guys at my last job were rude.
I'm not really going to get into that, though. That's a different topic for another time. Yes, I agree with Austin here, which is that Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and Thor are most likely lock-ins.
That console before everything's gone.
There's going to be at least one female character, I'm sure, which will probably be Black Widow, but it could be someone else as
You
well.
guys forgot the latest kernel patch.
Hiding so. Cowardly. Even for you.
Says the guy frantically erasing his search history.
After all these years, you're still just an ignorant child.
Okay, so Deacon
But that's
Status
why I like
actually just made a
Jarvis.
really good point, which is that if it's games as a service, they are definitely going to add more characters. I think that's interesting, because I think he's right. I'd be okay with that. Again, as long as the base game feels like a full experience, I don't mind if they add things that you can purchase for games as a service, for example. Ant-Man and the Wasp, yeah. That'd be cool.
Look around you. I did this. What have you ever done?
Actually, I love Ant-Man mechanics in like a big AAA game. Dark Detective asks what makes Arkham more replayable than Spider-Man. I'd tell you honestly, Arkham Knight is not more replayable than Spider-Man. Arkham Asylum, City, and Origins are. And the reason is they don't have tons of filler. Arkham Knight and Spider-Man PS4 have tons of missions that are really uninteresting in my opinion. Like, I don't like all the missions where it's like, go to Dr. Connor's lab, go visit Aunt May, go to your apartment, go back to Dr. Connor's, you know, like, where it's just tons of filler to lengthen the game and you're not really progressing the story. I think that's why Arkham City is still my favorite, even though Spider-Man is, like, objectively better. I prefer Arkham City still because everything you do in that game is pushing the story forward.
I think that's all of them.
Okay, so tell me which characters you guys are hoping for. Preferences. Who do you want to play as? Who's going to be your main? Who's...
Hey guys, I guess bombs are part of Willie's getaway plan? Sounds like they're trapped.
You go after them. We'll look for the bombs.
Help! Somebody! Everyone clear out! Evacuate the building!
Yeah, again, Deacon status, I'm anticipating, like Austin said, I'm anticipating Captain America will be in it, Thor will be in it, I'm sure Hulk will be in it, Thor, yeah, I probably already said that. Hawkeye. Ooh, that'd be cool, actually. You know what would be cool is because then he could almost be like the sniper of the team. Like, you think of a team in Star Wars Battlefront and how, like, the sniper is kind of the... You know, the other guys can go in close and they're super powered up. Hawkeye would be really weak, but he could attack from far range. That'd be cool, actually. Dark Phantom, no worries. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, Willie.
Daredevil, Moon Knight, Punisher, Spider-Man are all faves, but they'll never be in it.
Could be better.
Never say never. Again, like we were discussing earlier, if it's games as a service, if people are asking for these characters, there's a good chance that they'll add them as DLC. And, I mean, if they make sequels to it also, or spin-offs, I don't know, maybe it will be a bigger universe. We'll have to wait and see. I'm honestly excited for Marvel games. I'm excited for DC too, because all the devs are really excited to show us their projects. It's just weird how long it's been. Like, if you would have told me in 2015, we're not going to see a new DC game for, you know, 5+ years, I'd be like, you are insane, because Arkham Knight made so much money. I don't understand how they could go that long, but we have Ghost Rider. I'm getting a lot of Ghost Rider love in the chat. I would love to see Ghost Rider. That would be an amazing option, especially if it's an open world game. Working on a script for Spider-Man PS4 2 Web of Darkness. I would love to see it. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, I think I have closed DMs, but let me know who you are on Twitter, and I'll DM you, and we can... I like doing fan screenplays as well, kind of as a writing exercise. In fact, I was going to start up a series where I pitch some of my ideas, like for Superman and Spider-Man, on my channel. Blade? Oh, yeah. Dude. If Blade is DLC, I am buying that. Like, even if it's like a $20 edition or something, I would so buy anything Blade. Blade is so cool. Fantastic Four. I think Fantastic Four could get their own game. I don't think that they necessarily need to be in Avengers. I think they could get their own game. Same with Guardians of the Galaxy. Hope it's not like DC. No, it's not going to be DC Universe Online. It's going to be AAA. Like, it's going to be a good, solid game. Deadpool. I don't know. I'll admit I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan, but it would make a lot of money.
You guys all right?
We were just about to call for backup.
I think I'm it.
Lead the way. We'll be right behind you. Heads up, boss.
So I had someone ask me a while back in the chat, and if I've missed you, I'm sorry. We're going to keep going for a while. But someone was asking me if I still think Bioshock 4 is likely. I'd say we have a somewhat solid chance, but it's not high. It's like 30% chance we'll see Bioshock. 2K has a huge booth. They've said Bioshock is a big franchise to them. If you look on their Twitter handle, the first thing that they say is, "We make Bioshock games." They've started up fairly recent, like, when I say recently, I mean like a few years ago, but still way after Bioshock Infinite, they started an official Bioshock Twitter account, and it was leaked, like, I think a year ago by Jason Schreier that they're working on Bioshock 4, so I think that there's still a chance.
Hey, Yuri.
Black Knight, is there going to be a reveal in E3 for what? I'm wondering.
I'm right outside
for the Avengers? Yeah, that's confirmed. Lego Star Wars Remastered? No, there is, I've heard so many leaks from also a bunch of insiders that Lego Star Wars is a thing. People have supposedly worked on it. Watch Dogs 3 at E3? Probably. I'd hope that Ubisoft would do Splinter Cell and Prince of Persia like the fans are asking, but they do what makes the most money.
Writing your memoirs? Don't forget the hyphen between.
No, there is not going to be an Arkham 2019 reveal.
Get the chopper ready.
Not even a chance.
I won't be long.
If it happens, I will do a full-on face reveal reacting to it.
I'm surprised you made it this
Could Avengers Project have PvP? I really hope so. I really hope so. That would be so sick. I'm just imagining, like, getting in with Evan Falarka and Slick Moth and Salvage and doing PvP on Avengers. That'd be so cool. Actually, it'd be cool if they had, like, a villains campaign where you could play as, like, different Marvel villains and sort of form your own team as well. That'd be cool. And I mean, that could just be a multiplayer feature also, but that'd be pretty lit. Infamous 3. Everyone wants Infamous 3. Dude, that's one of the most, like...
How is this happening?
Play as Goblin. Yeah, see what I mean? It's like there's so many... You look at the Marvel villains.
Get your best shot.
Spider-Man PS4 2 playable Sinister 6. Yeah, that'd be... I could see it. It'd be something that they could add to the game that we haven't seen. That'd be a really unique feature, actually. Like, no superhero game has really done something like that. I mean, like, in Arkham you have DLC where he plays, like, Harley Quinn, for example, but... What game am I most excited for? Honestly, as of right now, Star Wars Fallen Order. Because, like, I mean, if Bioshock 4 gets announced, easily that'll be my number one. Avengers Project could easily take my number one spot if it looks good and it's not just, like, a very games-as-a-service heavy thing. But what I saw with Star Wars Fallen Order actually really got me excited. I think that the platforming mechanics look great. I was really impressed with what I saw. Am I even hyped for a Rocksteady games-as-a-service multiplayer game? Yeah. Again, I think that we often judge games as a service just for that title. We say, oh, it's games as a service, it's gonna suck, but that's not always true. It's concerning for sure. It's something that we have to sort of do a double take with and be like, okay, but I don't think... I mean, I don't know. WB, I think, has been burned so many times trying to implement games as a service and... you know, microtransaction stuff in their games. Like Shadow of War, they had to take all the microtransactions out because no one was playing the game. Customized lightsaber? I don't know. I actually wasn't listening to, like, the post gameplay stuff because I was making my video about, like, my reaction to the...
I can handle myself.
Alright, I gotta look away from the chat for just a sec.
You won't do that twice. All these years, and you still haven't learned.
Alright. Okay, so let's... I'm trying to think what else we can talk about with the Avengers project. Locations. What locations do you guys want to see? Like I said, I just want to see their version of New York City. And I'm admittedly biased. I love city-based games. I grew up on the Spider-Man games, like Spider-Man 2. I love games where you're playing in a city. I think it'd be cool to, you know, especially like for Iron Man. When do I think there's going to be a reveal for Arkham 2019? Game Awards is the earliest I think we'll see it. And that's where they revealed MK11, so, I mean, who knows? We could see it. Asgard, yes. Actually, you know what would be cool is if each Avenger separately had kind of their own hub area. So, like, you know, Tony Stark could be in New York, Thor could be in Asgard. I don't know, and they could even pair them up, like Thor and Hulk, or sorry, Iron Man and Hulk could be in New York working on stuff, and I don't know if you can customize lightsaber in Avengers Mansion, so Stark Tower or Avengers Mansion. Oh yeah, yeah. That'd be cool, but again, like I want open areas to play in. Do I think a Fantastic Four game should have been made before the Avengers project? No, I think actually it's really smart to start with Avengers. You know, I think it's really smart to pair them all up because everyone loves the Avengers. With Iron Man and Thor and stuff, though, you know, if you just did one, if they were just making a Thor game, you'd have so many complaints. Like, why not an Iron Man game? Why not a, you know, so I think having them all as the Avengers is great. And then you can do spin-offs for, like, the Fantastic Four and the Guardians of the Galaxy later. But, like, with Guardians of the Galaxy, Fantastic Four, we haven't had a good Fantastic Four movie yet. You know, some people can argue against that, but I don't think we have. None of them have done well, so maybe you want to salvage their reputation a little bit before you make a game based on them. Wakanda, yeah,
Finally off to Rikers, huh?
you know, and that's not even super unrealistic either, because with how games are really pushing for representation these days, which is really a good thing, I think Black Panther is, and with how popular Black Panther was, he's a character that could be in the game.
Kept order in this city. 1 month. In 1 month, you'll wish you had me back.
The Kingpin is heading to prison.
Guardians of the Galaxy game could work like
I should celebrate.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Take a vacation.
Yeah, I'd be down for a Guardians game. I wouldn't be as excited as a lot of other people. I'll admit that right now, but I would still be very interested to see what they could do with it. Okay, I'll look at that in a little bit, actually. Okay, so now I'm curious, what would be deal breakers? And I'm not just talking games as a service, because obviously that would be a deal breaker for all of us here. So, what are some deal breakers that would ruin the Avengers project? And I'm talking you wouldn't buy it, you wouldn't even pick it up. Riddler Beyond game? No.
Better get there before he hurts himself.
I'd be okay with a game set after Arkham Knight, but not one that stars the Riddler and... A story less than 4 hours. So if the Avengers project has a story less than 4 hours, I agree. If it's less than 4 hours, I'm not buying the game. I'll borrow it from someone and give it back. The thing is, if it only appeals to, like, Destiny players, I'm not gonna play the Avengers project. Have to pay for save slots. Oh, dude, that would be terrible. Can you even imagine that? Like, start new game. Oh, nope, $25. Like, or pay for each event. Oh, actually, thinking about, they could do that. They could do, select your character and then you play as, like, Iron Man or something, and then say you want to switch to Thor. It's like, oh, $5 to play as that character. Iron Man can't fly past distances or high in the map. Okay, yeah, if it's like Ultimate Alliance, only 4 characters, microtransactions for more than customization. Yes, okay. I agree with all of that. If it's like Ultimate Alliance, I'm not interested. If it's really limited, I'm not playing it. And if it's super nerfed, or I should say I'm not buying it. I'll probably still play it at some point, but I won't, like, purchase it. But yeah, if Iron Man's super nerfed, for example...
Started without me.
The Grant Committee's director will be here soon.
Like, I want to feel like I'm playing as these characters, like in Spider-Man or Batman. I don't want to...
It's fine, Parker. I
don't know.
invented this equipment. I think I can handle it.
You play as it. Paying for gear. Yeah. I'd be okay if you could... I don't know. Like, I don't like when they make it so that you can pay for gear that you can level up to. But as long as it's not exclusive to being paid for, I'm okay with that. The only one you get is a shield soldier. Okay, yeah, imagine. It's like, what if you get the Avengers project and you're all hyped and you open up, it's like, customize your shield agent.
Another setback.
Open world or no customization. I honestly agree with the whole open world thing. I don't know that I'd be okay if this game... Like, you look at how big all these characters are, and if there's nothing really to do in free roam with them, I'm not super interested. What if WB, Montreal, and Rocksteady don't announce their game next year?
Energy levels exceeded
Nothing, I guess.
From a certain viewpoint, that's
I mean, it sounds like Bioshock 4 is coming at some point, even if it's not
very
announced at E3. We have
in the next
Last of Us
phase.
2,
Let's
Ghost of
not get ahead of
Tsushima,
ourselves.
Death Stranding, Star Wars.
Is
Like,
there
there's plenty for me to
someone else
do.
we can discuss this?
Maybe you should take the rest of the day off, Peter. But we'll talk later.
Making Hawkeye and Black Widow feel too normal. I'd honestly be okay if they were a little bit, like, less powerful characters.
That was a disaster. How could the dampener have failed?
Like, if they, like I said, like with Hawkeye, if he's super weak but
You are in bad
is
shape
amazing
for that.
from long distances, that'd be cool, and it sort of adds variety. I think that'd be cool if they could
see
use
what's wrong
the
with
different team strengths to achieve a mission. Sort of like a dual play type mechanic, but a little bit differently. Characters with no personality or distinctive qualities. Plot outlines. It'll most likely be a linear game. I'm okay if the missions are linear. I just don't want... Like, I'd like there to be some type
So
of,
burned out.
you know, open world stuff.
If I had been here to do the pre-check, I would have caught this.
If it's SJW, that's actually a really good point. I'll talk about that in just a sec. Who do I think is going to be the main villain? We kind of already talked about who we'd like to see. I think it will probably, if I'm being honest, someone else said, I think Galactus or Thanos is actually really likely. I don't want either of them necessarily, but they're going to do whatever is going to get the most money. Okay, so I said I was going to talk about if it's SJW. So let me explain what would break it for me. If they have... Because I'm not against diversity at all. I was actually tweeting about this the other day because someone was kind of taking what I was saying out of context. I'm not against having diversity. Like, I'm okay if Black Widow and even Captain Marvel are in the game. Like, I'd love Black Panther to be in the game. But if... I'm trying to think of the best way to... Like, if it's, you know... If they're sitting making fun of Captain America the whole time for being white, then I'm not interested. Masters of Evil, I would like them to be the main villain. That'd be cool.
Nice. Okay, what next?
Red Skull, yeah.
Now
I don't know
rebalance
that that's
the
going to happen, but
voltage.
that'd be sick, actually.
Finished. Let's see if that worked. Good as new.
If you only get to play as one nameless Silent Shield agent.
Doug's been testing new materials for
Yeah,
the
so
prosthetics.
Actually, that kind of reminds me. So there's like the whole Ghostbusters remaster coming out. There was a Ghostbusters game a while ago, and I remember playing it when I was really young. Not really young, but you know, when I was younger. And I remember like
material for the prosthetic.
They had Bill Murray and like they had the event, or sorry, I'm getting mixed up here. They had the original Ghostbusters cast come back. So we had Bill Murray, we had Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramey, you know, all the OGs, and I remember it being super good, but they had you play as a silent, like, new Ghostbuster who didn't talk. And so I'm still going to get the remaster, but I'd forgotten about that, so I was like, it's the worst part about the game.
Looking for other materials.
Okay, John Lemley says they hope they don't prioritize online if it's going to be like the Rockstar games. I agree. I think that there's a place for the online mode, but I agree that the focus should be on single player. And I agree. Like, if the multiplayer is amazing, I'm okay with that getting somewhat of a priority. But if it's just a games as a service, transaction heavy thing, I'm not interested, and I'd rather they focus on the story.
Spider-Man, it's Yuri.
Fisk make it to Rikers yet?
Not Rikers. Our boy qualifies for the VIP treatment. He's in the raft.
I'm honestly really excited for the Avengers project, though. It's nice to know that there's at least going to be one really solid, like, even if BioShock doesn't show up.
Swing by the precinct. Got an issue that could benefit from your unique skill set.
For you, Yuri, anything. I'm on my way.
Okay, Austin just asked a really good question, which is how long would you have wanted the Avengers to have been around in universe for this game? There's really two options, I think. I think, A, they're teaming up right now, so they're like, you know, they're not all together yet, so the game could be about joining up as the Avengers. It could have the story take place in different areas, so you first start as like Thor on Asgard for a little bit. I don't know. Here, let's let JJ finish. He's too loud.
Welcome to Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson, alerting you to the threats you
Dark Detective, I agree. WB should hire more studios, even if they're like smaller studios, to work on AAA DC games. PS Plus price is getting raised. That's why I don't really play tons of online stuff. Just when there's something I want to work on, I'll pay for the month and then be done.
No, I'm a bummer. Oh, good. Then fix my toilet and shut up! Let me explain something to you about crime bosses. Soon as one goes down, every punk with a gun, a tracksuit, and a drawer full of gold chains decides he's the next Godfather. We're gonna have a gang war in the streets.
Can we just have more Jameson? Jameson should be in the next game too, in the Avengers. They could bring back the podcast, even if it's not connected. X-Men could use a new original character if they were going to do a video game. Maybe? I don't know.
Now that you quit smoking, what do you tell people when you come up here?
But I think that either, so back to what Austin was asking, I think that the Avengers project should either take place when they're teaming up. So the first mission starts where you're like as Thor on Asgard, then you play as Captain America, and then as Iron Man, and they all kind of slowly team up to fight a bigger threat. Or B, I would like them to, I don't know. I think it'd be cool if they had been working together for like 2 years. I don't want it to be super late in their career. I always feel kind of alienated when it's already a super established world.
Inside job?
Maybe. We'll figure it out later. Right now we need to get the towers back online. Fast.
And you called me? Aw, that's sweet.
I called someone I could trust. Plus, the signals are scrambled and we have no idea how to fix it.
Ooh. I love a challenge.
You break it, you buy it.
I thought you trusted me. Let's take a look at this. Input bands have been shifted. Subtle.
Who do I want voice actors to be? So I'll be honest, I don't know, like, super popular voice actors for, like, the Avengers characters. If Roger Craig Smith voiced Captain America like he does often in the cartoons, that'd be cool. I'd be cool with that.
Whatever you did, any chance you could do it to the other towers?
Sure, but just so you know,
I think Troy Baker, Nolan North, those are two of the biggest OGs. I'd be fine with them being in the game. That'd be cool.
Great. I've got units nearby.
Don't bother. I'm on it.
Do I think Rocksteady's next game is going to be Teen Titans? If I had to guess, no. It's going to be... If I had to guess, it's going to be Suicide Squad. Again, I don't have, like, any inside source on that. It's just,
Pretty sure these guys...
If you look at their job listings, they have, they've hired someone to exclusively design guns. That sounds like the Suicide Squad to me. Troy Baker could play Hawkeye. Yep, absolutely. Troy Baker, like, he is my favorite voice actors of all time. I like Yuri Lowenthal a lot. He was the... I knew him before Spider-Man, even. He was the Prince of Persia back in the day. I'd like to see him do that again, too. My Twitter account is IronGamer15. At IronGamer15. It's just Irogen.
You're in luck, Yuri.
As the
Your favorite tough but
username.
lovable, grizzled, seen too much detective is in town.
What? No. You promised you wouldn't do that any...
Spider Cop.
Please, no.
Whoever voiced them in Lego Marvel Superheroes, I don't know. I think that they maybe need a little bit more mature sounding
So you're the snitch.
voice actors, people who can really pull off the characters in a more realistic way.
I said back off! Leave me alone!
Keep it quiet.
If Rocksteady's next game is just a sequel to Urban Chaos. Rocksteady's game... So, anyone who doesn't know, Rocksteady, before they made, dang it, what's it called? Before they made, the first Batman game, Arkham Asylum, they made, a game where you're basically a cop beating up people called Urban Chaos Riot Response. And so, there's been, like, sort of a running joke that that's their secret... Like, they're secretly working on that instead of, a new TC game. Which there's no way, by the way. Like, if Urban Chaos came out, like, in today's world, that would not fly. Just because of the theme. Like, you were a cop beating people up. Like... Could Avengers come out next year? It could come out this year, dude. I don't think it will come out any later than next year. I think, or at least it really shouldn't. If it does, that'd be a terrible PR call. Hey guys, our game isn't coming out until 2021, but let's release a trailer in 2016.
Let me go!
Bring back Fred to voice the Hulk. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Clear, man.
I think that would be a great
I knew
pick.
Jameson was wrong about you. You're a little weird, but you got a good heart.
Have you got somewhere to go?
I can take care of myself.
Can I skip this one? Yep, nice. Okay, so
Should be able to
basically
spot
what
the
I'm
next
hearing
tower
from
up
everybody
there.
is that people are excited for this game. People are concerned about games as a service elements, which I totally understand. People don't want the characters to be nerfed. They want a solid base game and not to just feel like we're playing filler and that you have to buy everything.
From his
We don't want it
elevated
to be
position,
microtransaction
Spider-Cop
heavy.
spies his destination. A second surveillance tower.
So, and what else? People want it to be open world.
Of course not.
Any last questions for me before I wrap it up?
Thought he was a loose cannon.
Already regretting this.
I guess that my last question for you guys, if you like, while you while I wait for you guys to ask some.
I can modify
Who,
these towers to track more than just crimes.
Dang, I forgot what I was just gonna say. What would you like to see at E3 for the Avengers project? Ooh, that's a really good question, Austin. Side missions. How's Hulk gonna be used in the game?
Score. Towers are picking up all
Smash.
kinds of
Hulk
RFID
smash. He says it in his
signals
catchphrase, dude.
including one
He's gonna
nearby.
smash everything. That's gonna be awesome. I'll talk about side missions in just a second. I'm just gonna swing around and not worry about the story. The majority of the Avengers game will have to be as a group. I agree to an extent. Taskmaster, is he going to be in the game? He said he was going to take on the Avengers. Avengers Project is allegedly not in the same universe. I don't know if that's true. It might be, but that'd be a, you know what? That'd be cool if they had Taskmaster show up in the Avengers Project from Spider-Man. That'd be cool. Oh. Okay, so let's talk side missions for a second, and you guys can answer this as well. What side missions would you want to see? What would you want from side missions? I think here's what they should do, because someone was also stating that the majority of the game will probably have to be them as a team, and I think that that's actually a really good point, because otherwise people will just sort of turn it into their own personal, like, Iron Man game or Thor game instead of working as a team, so it'll probably have to be mainly group-based. Here's what side missions could be. You could do side missions, and I don't know, maybe you can free roam as whoever you want. You do like 6 side missions for Hulk, 6 side missions for Thor, 6 side missions for Iron Man. So you split them up so that the characters can kind of do them individually. It is games as a service, so if they did that, they might be like, oh, and you have to pay to play them, which would be garbage. Again, I think that this has to be a very solid base game. I hope that when they say games as a service, they just mean that it's getting updates often, but that the base product is still very worth it. Okay, so Dark Phantom is asking how they're going to do combat for different characters, basically, like how are they going to do Hulk's combat. Here's what they do, is you have all the Avengers go into a city street, for example. You have big enemies, you have smaller enemies, you have far away enemies. You use different Avengers to take out different people, and you systematically do it okay, we need to take out snipers first. So Hawkeye first takes out all the snipers. Alright, these big guys are going to be a problem. So you have Hulk take out the big guys, and then you have Captain America and Iron Man. Well, then you have Iron Man go up and take out flying enemies, and then have Captain America take out ground enemies. So you have them all serve a different purpose. That's at least how I would do it. I mean, same with like a Suicide Squad game. Imagine if it was like Arkham Combat, but then you level up a little bit, and so you're playing as like, I don't know, Deathstroke, and you're beating people up, and then you can call in sniper hits from Deadshot, and you can order a charge from Killer Croc. Like, I think that there's things that you can do with team-based games, and I think that might be the next step of the superhero genre.
Wow. One of my old backpacks from high school. Forgot I attached tracking dots to these.
See, I'm also seeing a lot of concerns of people feeling like this game is going to be...
How many of these are scattered around the city?
I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of concern that this game isn't going to be super big. Guys, they've been working on it for probably at least 3 years at this point, if not more. I don't think we're going to be overly disappointed. I think that there's going to be... There's likely going to be an open world. In fact, I would bet that there's going to be some kind of open world. Yes, I do think that there's going to be single player, because they've talked about how there's an emotional story to go along with the game. I don't know how you do that in a multiplayer setting. Hulk in the subway. See, again, it's... I mean, if there's an open world, they'll just not let you do... Like, yeah, they'll have Hulk try to go in the subway and he'll turn around and walk back out. Like, it's... I don't know. I think that we need to keep our expectations in check, but also not... I think that we have to understand what type of game this is. It's going to be big, but it's not... I don't think it's going to be like, go anywhere, do anything as any character.
Open the safe. Do it.
Hey, fellas.
Spider-Man, shoot him.
Do I think Thor will be in it, and can we play as him? Yeah. We've been saying this in the stream. I'm actually going to start wrapping it up, but we've been saying that we think Thor is probably confirmed, basically. Iron Man, you know, Hulk, probably Hawkeye and Black Widow. So basically the guys from the first movie, kind of the base Avengers, the most recognizable ones. That's probably what we're going to see.
Spider Cop's gonna repair it.
Been doing a little thinking, Yuri. Policing's a young man's game, and Spider Cop, well, he's no spring chicken.
Please be going where I think you're going.
I think that the OP argument is honestly a bit of an oversimplification. People always say you couldn't do a Superman game because he's too OP. You know, now we're thinking Thor couldn't be in it because he's too OP. You can, I mean...
The emotion of the moment.
I don't know. They've been working on this game for a long time, so I don't see why not. I mean, it's like, tell me what the thing is with a Superman game. I'll use that and then go to Thor. You don't need a 100% accurate representation. Batman in Arkham Asylum is severely nerfed, but it's still a very playable game because it's a good Batman experience that makes you feel like the character. Same with Arkham City. He's nerfed in comparison to Arkham Knight, but it's still a good game. With Superman Returns really had good mechanics. It wasn't a good game, but it had decent mechanics that made you feel somewhat like Superman. I think that Thor, you look at it, you give him some cool lightning abilities that he can take people out with, you give him the power of flight with his hammer. I don't see why you couldn't make him work. You know? Evan, it is being elongated because you joined. So, Evan,
Not good.
let me recap for you, and then you can give us your thoughts really quick. So, basically, we've been talking about people's concerns for this game and also excitement. So people are concerned that it's going to be 2 games as a service heavy, that it's going to have microtransactions, that characters are going to be nerfed, that we'll have to like pay for save slots, that it won't be a finished product, and that we'll have to pay for tons of additions for it to be playable.
How did it go with the committee? I'm so sorry I screwed things up.
And that there won't be enough characters. But I'm excited, and a lot of people are, as we're talking about the potential, since they've been working for so long on this game, you know, playing as Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, talked about villains, side missions, potentials, and stuff. But I'm curious, like, do you think that this game is going to be good? Like, I've watched all your videos on it. Do you think, and also, anyone can answer this, what do you think we're going to see at E3? What do you think we're going to see, and do you think the game is going to be a good, you know, like... I'm trying to think of what to compare it to, but will it be a product on par with Marvel's Spider-Man? So what do you think we'll see at E3, and what do you think the quality of the finished product will be? There we go. Everyone answer. This will kind of be our last discussion topic, and then we'll be done. Yeah, Raptor K, exactly. That's the, like, again, we have to remember how long they've actually been working on this project. They've been working forever. Thor could basically be Kratos from God of War. Exactly, that's the thing. Like, they've made OP characters work. Evan says his excitement level is at 8 out of 10. Really hope games as a service formula is for the best. and isn't like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. And we've all been saying that. No one wants it to be Marvel Ultimate Alliance, basically. We're all... I'm a little worried about that.
Looks like Doc's gone for the night. Time to sneak in some spider work.
Dark Phantom, sure, if you want to send me those, that'd be cool.
Parker! Dr. Octavius!
So I have to agree with Evan, actually. I think I'm about the same hype level. About an 8 out of 10. I'm not, like,
just a side
out of my mind excited for it, but I'm still very interested to see what we're going to see.
Of course. It's you.
I don't know what you're...
come on, Parker, it's obvious.
Let me explain.
I only wish you told me sooner.
I wanted to.
So in terms of E3, I think we're going to get gameplay.
Word got out, my
At least we better get gameplay. How long do you guys think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be 10 minutes, 30 minutes? I think it's going to be
design his equipment.
about 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick E3 prediction here. We're going to get a trailer, and we're going to get about 10 minutes of gameplay. I don't think we'll see it until the Square Enix conference. We won't see it at Xbox. We'll see it at Square Enix. 30 minutes of gameplay and a trailer. Or 10 minutes if I misspoke. Watch Dogs 3 gameplay would be at Ubisoft, not Square Enix. 15 minutes. I could see that. Maybe closer to about 20. Maybe they'll show some of the hub, and then they'll show some of the mission type stuff. 30 minutes max. I agree. It won't be any longer than 30 minutes. You know, they won't do this, but the thing that would be amazing is if they gave us a demo. If they were like, and now you can go download the demo on PlayStation right now. I think that'd be a good apology for waiting so long. CGI trailer and 15-minute gameplay demo. Yep. Dark Phantom 1 minute. What if they give us 1 minute of the Avengers project? Can you even imagine like the bloodbath that would be if they didn't even like show anything? That'd be so stupid. What if they just show the the 2016 thing again? They don't even show anything new. It's just like
Coming through. Looking good, Spidey. Hello, New York.
they're gonna reveal that it's canceled. They could imagine that like they start that they like okay everyone, we know that you've all been hotly anticipating the Avengers project, and we have brought an update. It is canceled. It was canceled in 2017, and we just wanted to let you guys know. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I think I've said about everything I want to say. I'll just finish up. I think that at E3 they should show at least 10 minutes of gameplay. I think we should get a trailer. I think that the game itself should not be nerfed. It should be a solid base experience that I'm okay if they add DLC to. And as long as it's, I don't know, I just want a solid base game. I want a good variety. I don't care if it's only a few characters. Like, even if we can only play as like 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever, as long as there's a good variety and they interact in a group in a very interesting way, I think I'd be okay with that. I'm really excited to see what they have. I hope that Thanos isn't the main villain. But anyways, thanks you guys so much for watching. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, please be sure to do that. I'm excited to see what we get with the Avengers project, and I hope that it's been worth the wait. They've been working on it for a long time, and I think that what we've heard is also really good. We've heard that there's a good campaign with some solid emotional beats, so I'm hoping it's good. Again, thanks you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.